Welcome back to RattlerUp Network. I'm Creek Ennis, and we just ended the first inning. The Rattlers got 3 quick outs. I'm still trying to get everything situated up here, so I'll have our lineups done in just a second. Up to bat for the Rattlers, number 5, Robledo. Up to bat for the Rattlers, number 5. Rattlers got a quick 3 to end the top of the first. Pitch on the way. He called a ball for ball number 1. Second pitch on the way. That one hit to the pitcher, thrown out at first. So first out for the Rattlers. Now up to bat number 1, Emery for the Rattlers. First pitch called outside for ball number 1. Second pitch on the way. That one outside, ball number 2. That one swung on by Emery. No contact, so it'll be strike number 1. Pitch on the way. That one high and outside for ball number 3. That pitch, good for ball number 4. So number 1, Emery, will move to first base off of balls. And now, up to bat, number 12, Emily Gonzalez for the Rattlers. First pitch on the way. It'll be strike number 1. We've got an 0-1 count. Shiner pitch on the way. It'll be ball number 1. So a 1-1 count. Runner on first for the Rattlers. They've got 1 out in the inning. That one swung on. Deep right, it'll be a foul ball. So a 1-2 count. One-two count for number 12, Emily Gonzalez. Pitch on the way, swung on, hit just past the second baseman, and the runner advanced second. That is a single. So Emery advances to second. Emily gets on base off the single, and now up to bat for the Rattlers, number 13, Ariana Flores. First pitch on the way, hit right above the shortstop, and that's a base hit. Runner rounds third, going home. The Rattlers score. That is a double for Flores. So Emery gets all the way around to score. Emlyn gets up to third base, and Flores up to second. So now up to bat number 2, Selena Silva. Runners on second and third. First one outside for ball number 1. Oh, they called that one a strike. Pitch on the way, that one outside for the actual ball number 1. We've got a 1-1 count, runners on second and third. That one, ball number 2. Straight into the dirt. So the Rattlers have 2 runners in scorer's position, trying to run up this lead early. Batter calls time. They'll step off, recollect their thoughts. Silva with a 2-1 count. That one swung on. Deep right over the right fielder. Both runners score for the Rattlers. They round third. And they stay at third, so a triple for Selena Silva. 2 Rattlers score. A great hit for Silva, and Shiner's going to call time. So now up to bat for the Rattlers, number 14, Juliana Garcia. Rattlers been able to kick this off early with a very early 3-0 lead. Pitching for Shiners should be number 13, Springfield. Juliana Garcia, runner at third for the Rattlers, so even more points up on the board. First pitch on the way. Didn't get the check swing, so it's going to be a 1-0 count. One 1-0 count for Garcia. Pitch on the way, swung on, so it'll be strike one, made no contact. 1-1 count for Garcia. They've got Silva at third. Pitch on the way, hit foul. Catcher trying to get under it, and she does. So that'll be the second out for the Rattlers. Now with a runner at third, number 3, Madeline Nunez up to bat. First pitch outside. Second pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Rattlers, no outs left to spare. Runner on third. Last opportunity or potential last opportunity to put some points in this bottom of the first. Springfield's pitch is good for the strikeouts. So that'll do it in the first inning. Our score, Rattlers up early, 3-0. When we come back, we'll have the top of the second. Until then, I'll send you over to commercial break. Keep it here on the RattlerUp Network. over the shortstop, made the catch for the Rattlers. An amazing diving grab by the left fielder to come down with that one. So it'll be the first out. And now up to bat for Shiner number 7, Pulisic. First pitch outside, ball number 1. That pitch outside, ball number 2. Jalen Perez got the quick 3 outs in the first inning as that one is hit towards right field, but came on down by the Rattlers for out number 2. So now up to bat for Shiner number 17, Kupka. No runners have gotten on base yet for the Shiner. That pitch outside, it'll be ball number 1. That pitch from Perez outside. It'll be ball number 2. (17) Kupka up to bat, has a 2-0 count. That one from Perez hit to third, thrown to first for the Rattler out. So 3 straight outs in back-to-back innings for the Rattlers. So keep it here on the RattlerUp Network. Welcome back to RattlerUp Network. Now hitting for the Rattlers, number 4, Audie. And here up in the studio, we're having some cameras worked out. We're trying to get things situated to this very early in the morning tournament.
Yes.
And now joining me, Mr. Odom.
Welcome in, Creek. Thanks for taking duties here. You've been doing a wonderful job. We're excited to have softball here on the RattlerUp Network.
Yes, absolutely. As that one.
So no balls and a strike is the early count here.
Yeah, it looks like an 0-1 count. That one hit foul, so it'll be 0-2 count for Audie.
So Rattlers jump out that early 3-run lead in the first. Now batting in the bottom of the second. So always important to get those first runs, especially in a tournament game with the clock running, right?
Yeah,
we know
absolutely.
90-minute clock, and so sometimes you may not get a full 7 innings. It just depends. And so those early runs can be so much more important, especially in tournament play.
As that one will be strike number 3. So the Rattlers get their first out, and now up to bat, number 8, Keziah Rios for the Rattlers. Yeah, like you were saying, the Rattlers jumped off to that super early 3-0 lead with just back-to-back hits by the Rattlers, just setting up. They had runners on base almost the entire inning.
Rios, a junior outfielder for the Rattlers.
That pitch from Springfield is a strike. So strike number 1. We've got an 0-1 count.
So you're in that left side of the batting box trying to slap a ball into play and reach first, use that speed.
Yeah, you've got to be confident in your speed if you want to do that approach, and it seems like Rios certainly is. Pitch on the way from Springfield. That one hit to the pitcher, throws him out at first. So the second out.
But you see that speed kind of coming into play there, right? Just a routine ground ball back to the pitcher, and she still almost beats it. I mean,
she's a step out from that.
She's only a step out from getting to that bag. So you continue to do that. It's the law of averages, right? It's like they always say with baseball and softball, if you do your job 3 times out of 10, you're going to the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now up to bat for the Rattlers, number 5, Robledo.
Back to the top of the order for the Rattlers here.
Pitch from Springfield. That one tried to go for a bunt, didn't get it, so it'll be strike number 1.
Infield was playing back. They seem to be a little surprised. They're kind of creeping in now, third baseman especially.
Yeah, they're definitely creeping in after seeing that bunt technique. That pitch hit foul, so an 0-2 count. Rattlers trying not to go 3 up, 3 down here.
You saw that. They drew that third baseman in, swing away on that second pitch. So
yeah, you go bunt back to the regular hitting.
Right.
You get the draw in.
You bloop it in down the left field line. So right now 0-2, so she's got to protect. Anything close, she's going to be swinging and put a ball in play.
Yeah, working back here in the count. Pitch from Springfield. Outside, ball number 1. So we've got a 1-2 count. Trying to get back into the count here. Don't want to get down too much. Make sure that you get the pitch that you like.
Third baseman playing back at the bag now.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll go back to what she did on her first swing. That one side. So the third out, and that'll do it for the second inning. Our score, Rattlers 3, Shiner nothing. When we'll come back, we'll have the top of the third presented to you here. Until then, I'll send you to commercial break. Keep it here on the Rattler Up Network. Welcome back to the Rattler Up Network. The Rattlers just had the 3 up, 3 down, so it'll be back to Shiner, up to hit. It'll be number 21, Cohen. Welcome back to RattlerUp Network. We've got our cameras up and running, so we'll have video and audio from here on out. As Shiner now pitching to San Marcos. That one, good for strike number 1.
Yeah, rough third inning there for the Rattlers. Bound to happen. You know, you get that one big one. We're about halfway through the time clock, so we know we've got plenty of ball here. And so now it's a matter of what's the answer going to be, right? How are the Rattlers going to respond after a tough inning?
Yeah, after a tough inning like that, you've got to see how we respond, how we bounce back. Is that one way outside for ball number 2 or ball number 1? So 1-1 count.
And what you like seeing here is that there's patience, right? We know, hey, we can't get all 4 runs back in one swing.
Yeah.
So let's work the count. Let's find the pitch we like. And I'm sure that's the kind of thing Coach Stoughton was talking to her girls about in that between inning time.
Yeah, in our inning time, we had Stoughton call a team. They all went out on the field, talked. Stoughton gets the message to her players that they won, how they bounce back from an inning like that. Is that one's outside for ball number 2.
Yeah, and that's that mental game. We talked about it early on, especially after the home run, right? We said, hey, pitcher, we got to get that, make sure the pitcher's feeling good in the game. But now it starts to spread to the whole team. You can't let one bad inning turn the whole game around. That's why you play more than one inning.
Yeah, I know. You can't let one inning define how your game goes.
And so I know the Rattlers have that mindset to be able to fight back. That's any Coach Stoughton coached team is always going to have that mindset.
Yeah, that one swung on and hit foul. So a 2-2 count for Emery Cisneros.
Cisneros walked in the first, came around to score. So she's got one of she had the first of the 3 Rattler runs in that first inning.
Yeah, so Emery already 1 run under her belt, trying to get another one. Pitching is number 13, Springfield for Shiner. That one outside, ball number 3. So a full count for the Rattlers. Trying to get on base, try and start this third inning. Want to replicate what they did back in the first.
And more.
And more, obviously. As that pitch on the way from Springfield hit towards center field and made the catch for Shiner's number 8, Radicki.
Yeah, well struck ball, but just unfortunately the center fielder had her plate right at it, hit right to her as she makes the out for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, full contact me on that one. Just didn't have to move much for the center fielder. As now up to hit for the Rattlers, number 12, Emmeline Gonzalez.
Just a sophomore, but made this varsity team. Third baseman, catcher, playing anywhere that she's needed.
And this team, a lot of sophomores on it. So young talent to move up throughout the years. That one hit deep right.
Foul, looks like it got out of play.
Did not make the catch. We couldn't quite see it. So it'd be an 0-1 count.
Evelyn also scored in the first after a base hit.
Yeah, Emmeline had the single back in the first. Pitch on the way from Springfield. That one outside, ball number 1. So we've got a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. That one swung on, hit right at the pitcher. Tries to beat the ball, doesn't quite get it. So the second out of the inning.
Again, another hard hit ball, and the pitcher just knocks it down. Doesn't field it cleanly because it was hit right back at her. She does a great job knocking it down and has time to pick it up and make the play at first. So 2 well-struck balls for the Rattlers just don't fall this inning, and we have 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, the Shiner defense playing just as well as their offense so far in this third. Is now up to hit for the Rattlers, number 13, Ariana Flores. Flores had the double back in the first. Pitch from Springfield, hit foul, so strike number 1, be an 0-1 count. Springfield winding up. That one swung foul down the right line.
First baseman making that dive, not able to come up with it. Lucky for her, a foul ball. And now we're Batter behind 0-2.
Yeah, Flores finds herself down 0-2. Ball has been hit well by her so far, so we'll see if she keeps swinging. Get on base here, keep this inning going. Springfield's pitch on the way. It's outside. So ball number 1, we've got a 1-2 count.
So Creek, we got a lot of softball over the next 3 days, and you're going to be on the call for almost every single game, right?
Yes.
You got your voice trained for 3 days of softball?
Well, I'd hope so.
We'll find out, right?
Yeah, we will find out. I'll have you for quite a lot of it.
Yes,
San Marcos plays 3 games, 2 games today.
2 more tomorrow?
2 more tomorrow and 1 more on Saturday. So 5 total games for the Rattlers in this 3-day stretch. Got a 1-2 count for Flores. Pitch on the way. Swung to the second baseman. Bobbled the catch.
Ball
In
gets
the
away.
air, ball goes over the first baseman. Runner advances to second.
So great hustle there, get down to first, and then be able to turn it up and make a run to second. So 2 outs in the inning, but the Rattlers do have somebody in scoring position here.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity for the Rattlers. Now have a girl on second, so now up to hit number 2, Selena Silva, who had the hit back in the first that drove in Flores. So we've seen this already happen with Flores being on base and Silva driving her in.
Yeah, another RBI opportunity out there. And a chance to close this 7-3 lead.
Batter steps off, calls for time.
We talk about tournament play. We're calling this tournament. You had that opportunity, right, with a basketball tournament back in the fall, 15 games in 3 days. Another opportunity to bring you as much action as we can here on the
As
RattlerUp
that one
Network.
caught by the second baseman. So, yeah, like as you were saying, we've had the basketball tournament back in the fall. I had my voice prepared for that one. So that one wasn't an issue. This one, not as quite as many games.
With lots of action to call all throughout here at Rattler Stadium.
Yeah, might not have as many games, but certainly the same amount of action. So that'll do it for the 3rd inning. When we come back, we'll have the 4th. Rattlers try and come back down 7-3. Until then, keep it here on the RattlerUp Network. Number 8, Kosian. Still pitching. Number 15, Perez. That one good for strike number 1.
It's kind of a reset here moment here, right? Tough 3rd inning. You're coming back out here. The best thing you could do, if you could get a 3 up, 3 down, sometimes that ends up being some of the best way to kind of get your mindset right coming off a tough inning.
Yeah, you've got to get your mindset right. Bounce back from an inning like that. That one good for a ball. So 1-1 count.
And you're facing the 8-9-1 in the lineup, so hopefully an opportunity there, although they did do a good job earlier.
Yeah, they did do a good job earlier. As that one swung on and missed. So a 1-2 count, a chance for our first Rattler strikeout.
This batter walked back in the third inning in that big inning and came around to score one of the 7 Shiner runs in the third.
That pitch outside.
Oh, right at the letters.
Just
Didn't give it to him.
We've seen the umpire be lenient on those calls. Couldn't quite get that one, so it'll be a 2-2 count. Perez with a ball to spare. Swung on and missed. So our first Rattler strikeouts.
Huge momentum shifter for them because they know now, okay, we one down, we're right on the track, right? This is exactly the way that you want this fourth inning to go if it's going to continue this way.
Yes, absolutely. So Perez gets her first one. You want to keep on that rhythm. It's now up to hit for Shiner, number 15, Kupka. Now, we've got a new pitcher for the Rattler. That's number 7, Ray Ybarra. That one hit towards center field. Second baseman got up to it, so runner will go to first. That's a single for Kupka.
And yeah, we missed the pitcher change there. We apologize.
Yeah, we apologize
and
for missing that.
Ray Ibarra pitching, number 7, a junior for the Rattlers, came out and starts this fourth inning. She got that strikeout to begin, a base hit here, but just one out and a runner at first.
Yeah, so maybe they changed what the Rattlers needed.
As Shiner heads to the top of the lineup now.
And now hitting number 51, or number 10, excuse me, as that one is hit foul.
Shiner looking to add to their 7-3 lead. About 2/3 of the way through. Again, we talk about tournament baseball, timed game, 90-minute game. We got about 30 minutes left. So clock continues to run.
That one hit past the shortstop, rallied by the center fielder. So it'll be another single for number 10, Springfield.
Now with one out, runners at first and second, the Rattler infield, they'll know there's an force at any bag. So ground ball, we're looking to get that out wherever you can get it in the infield. Just like in the last inning, that all-important second out kind of takes that pressure off as Ibarra, the new pitcher for the Rattlers in this inning, looking to get out of this fourth.
Yeah, now up to hit for Shiner, number 51. Radicke. Ibarra's pitch will be ball number 1. Pitch on the way from Ibarra. That one will be ball number 2.
Missed that inside plate. Shiner showing some patience here at the plate.
Yeah, Shiner being selective on what they want in this inning. Radicke scored earlier for Shiner. That one swung on towards center field. Couldn't quite get to it. It hits off the wall.
One run is going to come in. They're throwing down to third to stop the runners from advancing. Once again, the Rattler defense stepping up. The ball gets over the center fielder's head, but what could have easily been a 2-run double is only a 1-run double as the defense makes the plays, gets it inside. But Shiner does put another one on the board, and they now lead 8-3.
Yeah, Shiner now up 8-3. It'll be Ibarra pitching the number 12, Siegel. Siegel had the home run earlier in this game.
Yeah, she got a hold of one out to left center. Great shot, drove in 3, really broke it open for Shiner in that third inning.
That one will be ball number 1. It's a low for Ibarra. They've got runners on second and third. That one swung on straight to third, thrown out at first, going home, and she is safe. So the runner scores.
So they get the second out. That was huge. Such a tough play for a third baseman. You got to look that runner back, get the play at first is exactly what she did. The runner went ahead and tried to make a run for it. And boy, that play was close at the plate, but she slides in just underneath the tag. So the runner sacrificed, but gets the RBI. 2 outs in the inning, but Shiner leads 9-3.
Yeah, so only one more out needed for the Rattlers to get out of this one. As that one is good for strike number 1. Hitting for Shiner is number 13, Springfield.
There we got our home plate cam back. You see that main part of the action looks like.
Ibarra's pitch is swung on and missed, so an 0-2 count.
Ibarra's been finding those corners, doing a great job. She finds herself up 0-2 and an all-important batter here.
Yeah, very important batter, trying not to let this one slip away. They're going to have offense next, try and make the deficit less. That pitch into the dirt for ball number 1, so a 1-2 count. So Ibarra needs one more out to get out of this one. Shiner has a running and scoring position at third. That
just
pitch,
inside.
Yeah, just inside, so a 2-2 count.
Shiner hitter showing some patience here. Fell behind 0-2. Watch 2 go by now. Worked the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Huge moment for this game.
Yeah, huge moment on the shoulders of Ibarra here. As she's winding up to pitch. That one swung on, hit towards right field, and she gets under it for the third out of this 4th inning.
Ibarra does a wonderful job of staying with it. Only gives up 2. And the Rattlers get out of the 4th with minimal damage.
Yeah, so Shiner scores 2 runs there. Our score, Shiner 9, San Marcos 3. When we come back, we will have the bottom of the 4th. Until then, we'll send you to commercial break. Keep it here on the Rattler Up Network. Welcome back to Rattler Up Network. We are now in the bottom of the 4th. Hitting for the Rattlers is number 2, Selena Silva. Silva had the hit earlier, allowed Flores to score. Silva had the 3rd out, so it'll be number 14, Juliana Garcia, up to bat. Is that one outside, ball number 1. And still number 13, Springfield pitching for Shiner. Pitch on the way, hit foul. So a 1-1 count for Garcia.
Rattlers find themselves down 6, looking to put a big inning together.
And it doesn't all have to come in one inning. We are on a timer, so we have 25 minutes left. Rattler's still plenty of time to come back into this one. Springfield winding up to pitch. That one good for strike number 2. So a 1-2 count for Juliana Garcia.
It's always important to get the leadoff runner on, but especially in a situation like this where you need 6. So to make something happen, you definitely want to get that leadoff runner on and get going.
Springfield's pitch hit towards the shortstop. Throw out at first is good for the first out of the bottom of the 4th. So now up to hit for the Rattlers, number 3, Madeline Nunez.
So the Rattlers, again, all day long, they've been, it sounds funny, all morning long.
Yeah,
right?
all morning long. We're not night yet.
All morning long. They've been hitting the ball. They've been hitting the ball. In the first inning, though, they were finding the places that there was no Shiner player. Unfortunately, these last couple innings, they're still hitting the ball well, but just right at players. Shiner's making some good defensive plays.
That one swung on and missed for strike number 1. Yeah, as you're saying, we're still making contact. It's just whenever we do, it finds their way into Shiner gloves.
Mm-hmm.
So an 0-1 count for Nunez. That one high, ball number 1.
Batter steps out, kind of gets the instructions from Stoughton down the third base line.
Yeah, getting her head under control. Pitch on the way from Springfield. That one outside, ball number 2. Good eye by the batter not to swing at that one.
So she's ahead in the count, 2-1, has the opportunity to kind of be a little bit more selective here. Find the pitch she wants.
Yeah, she's able to be selective. As the pitch on the way from Springfield is hit foul, so a 2-2 count now. Nunez, one of the sophomores on this team. As we were saying, a very young team. So a 2-2 count now for Nunez. Pitch on the way from Springfield. Swung on and missed for the strikeout. So it'll be the second out of this bottom of the 4th. So now up to hit for the Rattlers, number 4, Audie De Los Santos.
Rattlers needed 2-out rally here. Like you said, don't need to get them all back in one inning, but we're on that clock down to 22 minutes. It's probably this inning and maybe one more at bat, depending on how the top of the 5th goes. So definitely want to try to get something here with a 2-out rally.
Yeah, with the clock ticking down, you got to make all of these at-bats count.
Batter steps out. We'll reset. You wonder how much the morning affects these kids, right? For both teams, right? To come out and play a ball game at 9 in the morning as that pitch is there for a strike is just something different.
Yeah,
not what they're used to. 7 o'clock start time is the typical, although this time of the year they're in tournament season, right?
Yeah, they've had
tournament ball, so they're probably a little bit more used to it than maybe you and I are.
Oh, for sure.
Call 9 o'clock softball.
You know, we roll out of bed, we're right up here. That pitch on the way, swung, it'll be hit foul. So an 0-2 count.
Looking ahead to the top of the 5th, Shiner will have their 4, 5, 6 batters up.
That pitch into the dirt for ball number 1, so a 1-2 count.
Center fielder, as you can see there, kind of shaded to the right of the Rattler logo, so maybe a left center gap if she can find it.
Yeah, you can see the gap, see if she aims it over there as that one is hit
Those opposite field.
over the second baseman, and that is good for a single base hit.
All right, 2-out rally's got to start somewhere, and that's a way to do it. Gets that first runner on.
Yep, that's a great way to start it. And now hitting for the Rattlers, number 8, Keziah Rios. This was every Rattler's second at-bat, so they've all had a chance to see the pitches from Springfield.
Left-handed side of the box here. Speedy batter for the Rattlers. Looking to put one in play in advance.
Springfield's pitch is low. Runner advances to second.
Yeah,
So
ball gets by the catcher there, so now the Rattlers have one in scoring position.
Yeah, runner in scoring position.
So Stoughton's going to talk it over with the batter here. You know, if there was not 2 outs, you've got the opportunity, some kind of sacrifice, advance the runner. But with 2 outs, we got to keep everybody in play here. And a lot of that's the discussions going on right now.
Anna Stoughton coaching her players, knowing what she wants, talking to the batter. Rios will step back in, looking to advance the runner on second. Pitch on the way from Springfield. It is hit left foul. So a 1-1 count.
And this is where we talked earlier. We saw that in her last at-bat. I mean, even just a routine ground ball, there's nothing routine with her at the plate. I mean, she was a step away from beating it on a routine play. So if she can get one out into play, we feel like the odds are she can get herself on base and keep this 2-out rally going.
Pitch on the way from Springfield. That one
fouled it off.
So a 1-2 count. Springfield winding up to pitch. That one right up at the runner.
And also lucky she drops her bat there.
Yeah.
You've seen that happen before where, unfortunately, in getting out of the way, you leave the bat up there and foul it off, right? So luckily to drop the bat there, take the pitch, and even they counted 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so a 2-2 count now for Rios. Runner on second. Pitch on the way from Springfield. Hit into play.
Dribbler it is short. No play at first.
No play. You can see that speed presented.
Yeah. So exactly what we talked about there. Not only does she beat the play, she's so quick down the line, there's not even a play.
Yeah, they didn't even have a chance to get that throw.
Now they're also realizing they do not want that runner at second advancing, right? So Shiner making a decision, hey, we're going to let you have first and second. We feel good about 2 outs in the inning, and the Rattlers now want to try to make them pay for that with runners at first and second, an opportunity here. Because we go back to the top of the lineup for the Rattlers.
And now hitting number 5, Robledo. Pitch on the way from Springfield. Bunted down the right line. It's going to be foul. So an 0-1 count.
And you see where she was headed with it down the first base side. If she's going to put a ball in play like that, she definitely doesn't want it down the third base side. She wants her runners to advance. The advantage for Shiner right now is that there's a force at any bag, so they can step on any base and get that all-important third out. The Rattlers are thinking that as they make their strategies here in this 0-1 count.
Pitch on the way. Good for strike number 2, so an 0-2 count.
And so now the strategy switches, right? The batter's got to protect 2 strikes. You cannot watch strike 3 go by, and you can't let it be the umpire's decision in this inning. So if you got a ball you can put a bat on, you got to be swinging at it, put it in play, and take your chances.
Absolutely. Pitch now on the way from Springfield. Swung on that one, no contact, so it'll be the 3rd out of this 4th inning. So our score with 16 minutes remaining, 9 Shiner, 3 San Marcos. So when we'll come back, we'll have the 5th inning here for you. Until then, we'll send you a commercial break. Keep it here on the RattlerUp Network. Welcome back to RattlerUp Network. Now in the top of the fifth, pitch on the way from Ibarra. Good for strike number one.
So this is an important inning because we know that the tournament play, if you're unfamiliar with the way tournament play works, tournament play is timed, but they will finish the inning. So with 13 minutes to go, you got to think this may be the last inning, and so you want to make sure here and get these three so that you can get yourselves up. But we may just have one shot depending on how that timer works.
That one fouled off for strike number two, so an 0-2 count for number 9, Fluid. So they still got Ibarra pitching. Pitch on the way, low for ball number 1. Got a 1-2 count for Fluid. Pitch on the way from Ibarra. That one hit foul. So count will stay the same, 1-2. Call time.
1-2 count.
1-2 count. Fluid had the double at her last at bat, scored one of those runs for Shiner. Pitch on the way. Good for the strikeouts.
Found that inside corner. That's what Ibarra did last inning as well. Found those corners, just painting the edge of the plate. Great strikeout for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was great. And now hitting for Shiner, number 7, Pulisic.
All right, so one down. Again, moving quickly, trying to get us to the fifth and make this comeback happen. At this point, clock kind of out of play. Technically 11 minutes on the clock, but you got to believe this just means this is the final inning, fifth inning here. It's going to take time if the Rattlers are going to put 6 more up on the board.
Yeah, you've got to rally and have a great last inning if you get it. So pitch on the way. Going to call it a ball. So a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way from Ibarra. Swung on.
Fouled off the net.
Yeah, hit foul. Looked like that one was going to be outside. She took a crack at it and sent it foul.
So if you're looking for that optimism rolling into this bottom of the fifth, you got 3 Rattlers that have scored tonight, Cisneros, Gonzalez, and Flores, and that is exactly who you have coming to bat in the bottom of the fifth. They're those 3 ladies.
Yeah, so some optimism there for the Rattlers going to their final inning as that one hit past the second baseman and shortstop. It'll be good for a single.
Found that gap right up the middle. Great base hit there.
Yeah, found the gap. Able to get on base, and now hitting is number 17, Kupka.
Double play a little bit harder to come by in the softball world, obviously, but boy, a double play to get us out of this inning would be really nice.
Absolutely. Pitch on the way from Ibarra. Good for strike number 1. Ibarra got these strikes to go. Already 5 in this inning. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike number 2.
Yeah, Ibarra is dialed in here. You saw her come in. She entered the game in the third. Came in to pitch in the fourth. She came in to pitch the top of the fourth. She's now in her second inning of work, doing a wonderful job.
Ibarra with an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way.
Ooh.
They called it low, so a 1-2 count. Sun's starting to come out to shine.
As our junior ROTC program makes its way out to the field here to get their PT in. Another terrific program we've got here at San Marcos High School.
Banner steps off to call time.
Got a great view from up here at Creek in the press box. We get to see all of San Marcos High School. We see our football and baseball stadiums, and of course the natatorium coming in.
Yes,
is a big project that we're excited to see. We see the construction and all from here, but it's going to be down from the CTE building.
We got the strikeout there.
There we go.
So that's the second out of the 5th inning. Now up to hit number 21, Cohen.
So Ibarra doing a wonderful job shaking off that base hit, saying, I can come back and get her, get the next batter. It's always about the next batter. It's always about the next play, right? It's a long game, tournament play or otherwise.
You've always got more opportunities. Rattler's only needing one more out. Ibarra's pitch outside, ball number 1.
Got the outside corner again. Ibarra just finding those spaces, doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, that was a great pitch there by Ibarra to get the first strike. She's already had 2 strikeouts this inning, looking to make it a third. Shiner, a runner on first. Pitch on the way. Will be just outside, 2-1 count. Ibarra's pitch on the way, hit foul into the crowd.
Right into the Shiner crowd down that first base side today.
A little softball tournament souvenir. Cohen, a 2-2 count. Ibarra's pitch swung on, hit foul once again.
Once again, Ibarra trying to find that outside corner. Shiner batter doing a good job protecting there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So big, huge batter here. You get this out, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th and look to make that come from behind rally to start us off here in the very first game of the Rattler softball tournament.
Pitch on the way from Ibarra. Will be ball number 3.
Just misses, and that'll load the count. So
so a full count for Cohen.
With a full count, you got to believe the runner at first is probably going here. So a ball in play becomes very, very dangerous.
Ibarra winding up to pitch. It is high for ball number 4. So runner advances to second. Cohen moves to first. Now up to hit for Shiner, number 8, Kosian.
Walked and scored in the 3rd. Part of that Shiner big 7-run 3rd inning. Shiner came back and added 2 more in the 4th. That's how we got to this 9-3 lead. We are out here in a bright early morning at San Marcos High School at the Rattler Stadium. We thank some of the softball sponsors such as Victory Cleaners and All Makes Collision for making Rattler softball possible.
Pitch on the way from Ibarra. And outside, ball number 1.
That's that corner she's been able to get quite a bit, not able to get there. Another sponsor we want to thank is RBFCU, as well as Classic Collision. Again, these sponsors so vital to making sure the experience is fun. We love you watching here on the RattlerUp Network, but we also want you out here watching
Pitch
it live.
on the way from Ibarra. Good for strike number 1.
Oh, and they throw down the first to try to get the runner, but the ball gets away, and unfortunately they advance now.
So that'll be runners on 2nd and 3rd for Shiner.
It was absolutely the right play. The runner at first, because she wasn't the lead runner, was kind of cheating, kind of taking as much lead as a little bit more lead than comfortable. Catcher saw that, threw it down, could have got out of the inning with it, but unfortunately the throw gets away, and now Shiner with 2 in scoring position.
Pitch from Ibarra swung on. One more strike will wrap up the fifth. This will be our final inning. Pitch on the way from Ibarra. Got him! Hit that same corner she's been going at this whole time.
To set up a comeback as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, so when we come back, a potential comeback starting up. Until then, keep it here on the RattlerUp Network. Welcome back to RattlerUp Network. We have one final half of an inning left to go. Hitting for the Rattlers, number 1, Cisneros.
We talked about that in the last inning. So the Rattlers have this set up. Obviously you don't want to be down 6 going into the final inning, but if you are going to be down 6 in the final inning, you definitely want your batters that have come around to score so far. And so Cisneros walked in the first, came around to score. She's going to be followed by Gonzalez and Flores, and those are the 3 girls that have the 3 Rattler runs here. So if you're going to get a rally going, this is exactly where you want to be.
Still pitching is number 13, Springfield. That one on the way, swung at and missed. So it'll be strike number 1.
So obviously in softball, that arm, the damage to the arm, not as big a deal as in baseball where you have the pitch count, but definitely in tournament play, they're going to play a lot of baseball. So getting a complete game out of their pitcher here today for Shiner is big.
That one swung on, got past the third baseman, and that'll be good for a single.
That's exactly how you want to start off. Leadoff runner gets on. So the Rattlers are in business here, bottom of the fifth. As we said, the Shiner pitcher, getting that complete game. They only used 1 pitcher today in this game potentially. That helps them in future games. Again, they're going to get 5 games in 3 days, so they got to really be thinking about their arms. But right now, the Rattlers, if they want to make her throw as many pitches as possible here in the 5th inning if we're going to come around and score 6.
Try and get that arm out as it's number 12, Emily Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez had the single earlier. That pitch on the way. Good for ball number 1.
They were looking down to first, like in the last inning. They almost made the throw down there and just didn't.
Yeah, couldn't quite get it just a second off.
So Stoughton calls in the signs to the batter and the runner. Runner at first, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 5th, down 9-3. But the Rattlers with an opportunity to get something started here. Time has officially expired in the game, so this will be the final at-bat.
That pitch high outside for ball number 2. Yes, like you're saying, this will be the final inning. And up next, we will have Shiner versus East Bernard. So Shiner playing back-to-back games.
Doubleheader for Shiner here.
But then once they do that, they'll be good for the rest of the day. Get to go home early, maybe get some school in.
That's what they're thinking about,
Yeah,
too.
I know. That ball hit deep to right, caught by the right fielder. Runner stays at second. So the first out of this 5th inning, now up to bat, number 13, Ariana Flores.
Flores has a runner at first as an opportunity to drive in. Only 1 out in the inning. Rattler Softball would also like to thank JC Concrete and Landscaping, as well as SMPOA. Again, these great sponsors that do things to make the experience out here exciting when you come out and watch Rattler Softball live.
Springfield winding up to pitch. That one hit right at Springfield. She got to it and got the out at first.
Doubled her up at first. Just a rocket hit back to the mound, but the pitcher makes the play, able to quickly throw over to first and double them up, and that will wrap it up.
Yeah, so that'll wrap it up. Our final score, Shiner 9, San Marcos 3. We'll have about a 15-minute break period in between games, but when we come back on Rattler Network, we'll have Shiner versus East Bernard. Until then, keep it here on the RattlerUp Network.